Josh Black. Welcome to 360 Fights. Welcome to Little Rock, Arkansas. We are live for another 360 Fight Club. So we've got a big night for the night. Got a couple amateurs, couple kickboxing. You have grappling on for the night? I didn't see that.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, we have boxing, we have kickbox, and we have MMA. We're starting off the night with none other than Alex Sadiq.
Alex Sadiq.
So, man, if you just gotta
this is worth the entire show right here. Just put it that way.
Listen, Matt Hamilton is one of the coaches he cross trains with, and Matt goes live and he calls it the Sadiq Chronicles, and people chime in. He's even got me trying to figure out what Sadiq is going to do.
It's about 5 weeks strong now.
5 weeks strong.
5 weeks strong. So
you never know what's going to come out of that guy's mouth.
You don't. I mean, he'll insult teammates right there, right there on Facebook Live with them present. I mean,
okay,
he does not care.
Okay, listen. What he's referring to is I actually saw that episode and my mouth went, what? One of his training partners, one of the coaches there,
his coach,
a pro fighter, one of the best fighters in that gym, said he was going to get beat that night, but not only get beat,
knocked out. Second round.
He's got the cojones. So
I don't know if it's that or if it's something maybe not clicking. It could be A or B, maybe a mixture. I don't know. But
okay. On the other side of that, listen, he's not pulling punches. He's not saying because he's my coach, I know he's going to win. I kind of admired for his boldness.
It's something.
I didn't agree with his prediction because I knew the guy had fought for me before, the other guy that TJ was fighting. Educated decision. But, man, he was bold enough to say it. Anyway, that's what's happening. He's fighting Brandon Metcalfe. That is what we are starting the night off with. I'm about to look at my watch, but I got French cuffs on. I can't fit a watch under these things. Not mine. Mine are too fat.
Say what, we'll just keep it right.
All right, we're at 7:05. We're about to kick off fight number 1 for you guys tonight. But just so you know, we're all excited for that. Fight number 2, we got TJ versus Jacob. This is a heavyweight match. This is exciting because this guy's cross-trained for TJ. Jacob's cross-trained with a couple of other gyms. So we're excited about what's going to happen in the heavyweight division, especially here in Little Rock. In the state of Arkansas itself, we really haven't seen much out of the heavyweights. Now, there's a couple other fight promotions that there's some heavyweights that are doing some things, but not with a strong record like you'd like to see at these heavyweights.
It's a shallow division nationwide and worldwide, really. Just for whatever reason, there's just not that many big athletic guys.
Right.
And when there is one, they really stand out. But, you know, for whatever reason, I mean, it's not as stacked as the lighter weights.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think just because the average human, the average size of human being, I think that's where we get down to. And not too many guys are 6'2", 3", 250 some odd pounds. The max is 265. So we're going on to fight number 3. We've got Tyler Stewart versus Ben Dapa. Tyler Stewart is fighting out of Hot Springs, out of Off the Chain MMA. And we have Ben fighting straight out of West Side MMA out of Little Rock.
Yeah, Ben is a great athlete.
So I can't wait. Is this his debut?
Ben's fought before. He's, I believe he said 1-0 as an amateur. Very athletic, very well-rounded. And really, for a 1-0 fighter, one thing is most impressive about him is his fight IQ. He stays very calm, and he's in the moment. And he doesn't get outside of himself by any means. So,
you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I've talked to my fighters about that. You know, when I travel, I talk to college teams, and I doing this thing, I always talk about whatever their sport is, a high softball IQ or whatever it is. That usually is the difference between a win and a loss because of that hesitation in a certain situation they may have never been in before.
Certainly.
And you kind of see it sometimes. I was watching, you know, I watch Ultimate Fighter on Wednesday night. You know, we were watching Justin Frazier on there, but the girls were fighting, and you watch this girl that was supposed to have had so much experience kickboxing and just in this ring in the MMA, she was going to throw a kick and didn't throw a kick and kind of hesitated, looked really sloppy. And it's just, if you don't train in that cage, if you don't train in this ring, anyway, there's so many situations you got to train for, just like special teams in football. to give yourself a high fight IQ is what you can call it.
Absolutely.
So we move on to Judah Wiggins and Solomon Wilson. Solomon is out of Team Fearless. This is out of Camden. It's with Jeff Trissolini. Solomon has fought here before locally. He's a man. I'm trying to think of what kind of a style. Does he tell his style in here?
Yeah, he's 2-2. He's an Army vet. He was working at a local sheriff's office.
Well, he's scrappy. That's his style. I can tell you that. He'll throw down, he'll bang, and he'll grapple. He's a scrappy type of a guy. Old school guys, we would call him a brawler. And he's fighting a guy out of Forza MMA, Judah Wiggins. Judah Wiggins is got 1 win and no losses, but this is a kickboxing match. So we have we're kicking off with kickboxing with Sadiq. We have 2 MMA fights. We have another kickboxing match. And then on the 5th bout, we go back to MMA. This is Riley versus Kyle. And again, with Kyle, I know Kyle is nope, not Minnemeyer yet. They're ahead of us a little bit.
Yeah, this is Kyle Thompson.
Yeah, Kyle Thompson versus Riley. Riley's coming to us from Americus, Georgia. We don't have much information on him. He's a game fighter. He's 2-0, coming from a small town out of Georgia, and he's fighting a very, very successful wrestler. He's a very athletic kid, and he is 1-0. Yeah, I was here when he made his debut, and it's exciting because I remember this kid running around Benton and Bryant. I knew some people down there when he was probably 13, 14 years old. Now to see him 21 years old fighting MMA.
Strong mind, strong wrestling style. He reminds me a bit of like a Dan Henderson. And I know that's, and the reason I draw that comparison is that they're a little bit blocky on the feet. Not the most rhythmic, guy in the world, but he's very effective. And he has a relentless style. Once he gets his hands on you, he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So they're very alike in that sense.
Well, we're excited to look at that fight, 2-0 versus 1-0.
They are ready. They're also going to be.
Looks like our announcer, Wally Waller, is getting some announcements out of the way. We move on. We got Roy Freeman, John Hunt. It's a boxing. This is straight up boxing.
I know John Hunt from back in the day. He's a very experienced boxer. He had a huge amateur pedigree, multiple fights.
Well, he's making his pro debut tonight.
Yeah. So I think he had some period of inactivity, but from a skill set standpoint, he's a very polished boxer.
And the guy that he's fighting, he is fighting, making his pro debut tonight too.
Yeah, he's actually 37 years old. So I really honestly don't know much about him. We'll see because John Hunt's a very, very tough test, especially on the debut.
Well, you've got 2 great coaches in their corner, Kevin Lightburn and Matt Hamilton. So we move on to another MMA fight. This is Kyle Cantrell fighting Brandon Minnemeyer. And I know Brandon. I've known this guy for years, and he's been out of the game for so long. And I heard he was coming back, and very exciting for him. He's a 3-0 boxer. He's 2-1 MMA. So,
athletic guy. He's an athletic heavyweight.
Yeah. He's not afraid. Actually, he fought one of my guys in his MMA debut.
Okay.
5 years ago, probably 6 years ago. The guy was, I had a kid who was an unbelievable champion. His dad was getting into MMA. His stepdad was. He wanted to throw down. He was already like 35 some odd years old, but Brandon just was too relentless for him in that fight, and that was Brandon's debut.
Yeah.
And that's one thing with Brandon, man. He's coming. He's fighting Kyle Cantrell. Kyle's coming out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. He's fighting under Mike Wessel, and this guy is going to be used to big guys coming at him, especially with Mike.
Absolutely. No question.
We have another boxing fight coming up, and this is the promoter, James Snyder, boxing debut.
So his nickname, I'll let you go ahead and say it.
I'll let Wally say it. Wally will announce it. So he's they were trying to feed me earlier, trying to get information. They're like, yeah, he's finally gave me his nickname. I'm like, oh, okay, what was it? And he goes, Wally said, well, it's kind of long. And I wasn't expecting it to be like 7 words long, but
yeah, we'll leave the suspense for Wally.
We'll leave it for the live. Anyway, he's fighting Brian Bradley. Brian, great guy, man. He really is. Brian Bradley is fighting out of Camden, Arkansas. He's 42, and he is it's making his boxing debut, and he's fighting James Snyder, who's 47.
It's well matched.
It is well matched, just like Josh said. I'm excited to see both of these guys. I know Brian's got some power, but Josh has already watched James train a little bit and shared some secrets that he's got. So I'm excited for this now that I know about that information. And so
we're back to Cortavius.
Yeah, so now we go back to the main event. This is pro MMA, Cortavius Romeus. Now this guy has impressed us since he's come to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, highly athletic, very fast. I watched his debut fight. I believe maybe it wasn't debut, but it was his last fight, professional, and very polished. The only thing I could say is that he looked a little vulnerable to submissions, but he's so explosive that he's powered out of it. So we'll
I
see.
think we did see that submission attempt, and he did power out of it.
He powered out of it. So at a certain level, that's going to be okay, but he's going to need to clean those things up before he gets steps to that next level.
Well, and he's fighting Trevor Anderson, and I'm telling you, I call fights or MC fights in other promotions too as well, and I've always had the privilege of being able to call this man out. He's the American brawler, Trevor Anderson. There's just so much humility with this guy. I have so much respect for him. Watching him fight is just always a pleasure for me. Especially when they don't train with me or anything, I can be completely unbiased.
Right.
Yeah, and that's going to be the separation right there.
Yeah, he's a brown belt in BJJ, which says it all. So
hey, who did he fight? Who did he fight here that almost had him in that submission? Who was that?
I don't recall, but it was a back and forth fight.
Man, it was.
Cortavius showed a lot of heart and did well. I'm not knocking him at all, but if we're just going to be brutally honest,
right.
That could be a chink in the armor.
No, you're absolutely right. And he trains at the LC, Lawrence County. He's got an amazing coach, amazing team up there. And I'm excited to see this fight go down. It's a big step up for both of these guys.
Yeah.
I think Cortavius is fighting somebody with a ton of experience as an amateur fighter.
It shows a courage for both guys to fight a real opponent. So I give Cortavius and I give Trevor both of them credit for not taking these easy fights. Especially early in your career, where there is a risk, you don't want to get your loss. So when you have undefeated against undefeated, especially 3-4-0, that says a lot about both fighters.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, Josh. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome 360 Fight Club. Thanks for tuning in online. Thanks for being with us. We're excited. We're going to be announcing the first fight. Here it comes. And I don't think we even mentioned the first fight. We talked about Alex Sadiq, but you realize Alex Sadiq was born in 1965. The man is 53 years old, almost 54. So no matter what happens tonight, he has my utmost respect for stepping out into a ring, fighting, kickboxing debut against somebody half his age. I don't even know he's a half his age. A third his age, probably.
Let's get it going. Read all my judges.
Hang tight, ladies and gentlemen.
5 minutes.
That's what it is. Wally Waller just said 5 minutes. Hang tight. Hope you're streaming with us. Share it with us. Share it with your friends. We'll talk to you soon.
Y'all ready? Who's ready to start a fight? Oh, all right. Heck yeah. All right. This is the 9th version of 360 Fight Club. How are y'all doing tonight? That's a good start. We're gonna get jacked up, start your engines. We got some great fights for you this evening. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody ready to go? To my judges in space. My athletic commission ready to go. Yep. Where's the birthday boy?
Hi, how are you?
Oh yeah. He just turned 25. You don't look that good for 25, Rocky.
keeping it great.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Metroplex for 360 Fight Club. This has been sanctioned by the Arkansas State Athletic Commission. We want to recognize the program director, Mr. John Webb. Thank you for being here, sir. He has done a great job with the Athletic Commission. I want to thank Rendezvous Formal Wear for my tux this evening. They do a good job. Yes, I like it. I like it. Your judges this evening are Haley Pugsley. Don't be shy. The clap is free. Karen Holderfield. Miss Christina Demure. The person keeping track of time is Mr. Todd Stiles. Woo. And I think this might be the first time the timekeeper had a fan club. Todd rules. That is epic. All right. Our good doctor, Dr. Ahmad Youssef. Thank you, sir. Accomplished athlete in his own right. We want a special thanks to Hogs Blues Cafe. They'll be the host of the after party, and they're serving food all night tonight. They are going to be located at 1452 or 524 Cantrell Road. We want to thank Cupid's for making sticky situations smoother.
Pretty smooth.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We got Knob Creek and Maker's Mark all available at our lovely bar. Please enjoy the adult libations if you are of age. If you're not of age, don't do that. All right, real quick. It is cool to take photographs. It is cool to post on social media. It is cool to do that, and we want you to do that. However, we do not want you to use your flash. So if you're planning on taking photos, please turn your flash off now. Thank you. That includes the media people around as well. Am I forgetting somebody? Oh, my name's Wally Waller. That's true. Yeah. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. The man in charge of the action in the ring and the birthday boy, Rocky Demir! All right. Are we ready back there? All right, here we go. Your first bout of the evening in the style of kickboxing is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 149.6 pounds. From Westside MMA, Alex Sadiq.
Okay, so we talked. Here comes Alex Sadiq making his way out. He is being cornered by Jeremiah Colum. Jeremiah is an amazing fighter himself, pro fighter. Alex the Nightmare. I think when he was fighting.
This is a Fedor entrance.
Dude, Alex Sadiq had his cowboy hat. Look at
there
him.
There he goes. This is worth it all, people.
The Turkish Nightmare. Dude is 53 years old. We are in November. January 5th, the man's going to be 54 years old, making his kickboxing debut tonight for you guys.
I'll tell you what, he believes it. And that's important for a fighter. He believes in himself.
You're absolutely right. Man, when he comes and trains, he's so humble, he's so respectful, truly is. You know, he's the one he's a cardio master, you know. He's the one who's constantly hitting pads, hitting mitts, you know, constantly drilling, wanting to spar.
I'm just taking it all in myself right now.
Alex, the Turkish Nightmare, Sadiq. The amateur kickboxing debut, man. This guy, he's got a big heart. And bam, bam. I just got to say that for everybody. If anybody knows him.
In amateur, they do wear headgear and shin pads, so.
Well, that was something the promoter was trying to get rid of, or the matchmaker was trying to get out of, is headgear for fighters. There's a lot of studies that's gone on lately that actually talks about the negative effects of headgear, that it impedes the vision, that some people feel safe with it on, so they don't move as much because you're getting punched in a 2-inch pad instead, but you could still get concussions.
And sometimes just from those small little millimeters, you're taking abuse that would have missed if the headgear wasn't on.
Ah, true, absolutely.
So
his opponent, battling out of the red corner, weighed in at 142.2 pounds, Brandon Metcalfe.
All right, the opponent, Brandon Metcalfe, coming in from Russellville, Arkansas, from Force MMA. Brian Wilson's got an amazing school going on up there as well. His wife just got her brown belt yesterday, I believe. He's fighting at 145 pounds. And as we were talking, Alex Sadiq being 54, this guy's 22.
Yeah, there's a gap. 31 years.
Yeah, I'm okay because the Athletic Commission okayed it. But it's just one of those. I'm surprised the Athletic Commission okayed it. So this guy is Sadiq's making his debut, and this guy is 1-0 as a kickboxer.
Clearly in shape, athletic. We'll see if the technique is there.
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam. That's what he always, on social media, Sadiq puts a bam, bam on every.
That's on his text messages, man.
It's on every, is it?
It is.
See, I don't have the privilege of having Sadiq's phone number, so I wouldn't know. But
take it up to Wally. Rocket Amir inspecting the fighters, inspecting their gear, making sure that everything is copacetic. And here we go. We're about to go to round number 1 in Alex Sadiq's kickboxing debut.
Don't blink.
Welcome to 360 Fight Club. Fight number 1, kickboxing match. Good stiff jab by Sadiq.
He's a bit
Coming
upright.
back with a couple leg kicks.
He is, but that's where he's running into trouble with those overhand rights. Is he'll stay very upright and get caught at the end.
Yep, that's twice.
There it went. Yeah.
Give him a count. Big deep breath. Sadiq.
He's definitely buzzed. We'll see.
Okay, Rocky says he's clear to go. Hands up. This is where, as a corner man, I'm just like, move your head.
Yeah,
move your head. It's just head movement. Real simple, head movement. Good. He's got to work that straight jab.
He needs to prioritize defense at the moment and try to get out of this round. Movement.
His left hand has got to cover. Like you said, he's susceptible to what? That overhand
right?
right?
Yeah, overhand right. He stays very tall in the pocket, and that exposes him for those outside shots, which is what's happened.
Rocky's going to check him one more time. Make sure he can come to him. Good. All right, Rocky says he's okay. All right, so if he has to stop the fight one more time, he'll probably give him a TKO.
Yeah.
So Alex has got to cover with that left hand.
He needs movement and defense and just get out of the round. But I'm not sure that's in his DNA.
Oh, he's got his head down.
Yeah, you can't defend if you're not looking. Tell you what, he's still in there.
That's it.
They called it. Why? Good call by the referee. There was no need. That fight wasn't going any other direction than what it was going. So,
I'm just disappointed for Alex because, and again, that guy's got an unbelievable heart. He, like you said, he believes in himself and he wants this.
Yeah.
And I don't see him doing anything else. The guy's he specializes in roofing and training, And I know he wanted to come back. He had an exam done to make sure that he was fit to fight. Did everything he needed to do to come back. And
he fulfilled those.
Yep. So I'm proud of him for this. And That way he can say he did. He got back in here, got his kickboxing debut in. But congratulations to Brendan Metcalfe. Did everything he needed. Took a couple leg kicks.
Thank you. Ready, sir? Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause.
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
Your winner, representing Forza out of Russellville, out of the red corner, at 1 minute and 46 seconds, referee stoppage, Brandon Metcalfe.
Again, congratulations to Brandon Metcalfe.
He looks sharp. He looks sharp.
Yeah, he did. Look, he's strong. I mean, you can see he's fit. He's 22 years old, and he's got a future ahead of him. And this is just one of those that, Alex had to make his debut against somebody that was just exciting. He was eager, hungry, strong,
Dr. Youssef.
and just a couple openings that Alex Sadiq left. Just getting caught with an overhand twice, and Rocky had to stop the fight.
Yeah, they're getting looked at by the doctors right now before they exit the ring. And unfortunate for Sadiq, but he'll live to fight another day. It's better to err to the side of caution in these situations, especially as an amateur. When you don't have so much on the line.
Right.
You can be a little quicker to stop these things, and that's what happened. And it was a wise decision.
No, you're right, Josh. You got to understand that professionals have a career doing this. They get paid to come and fight. They get guts. They get sponsorships. And amateurs, they're training everything they can do every day as much as possible. They don't get paid to do this.
Yeah.
And the referees usually have a meeting with them beforehand. They'll tell the fighters, I'm going to let you earn your paycheck if you're a pro. But as an amateur, you got to go to work tomorrow.
Absolutely. And one other thing to consideration is your record. As an amateur, it's not that big a deal. I mean, it goes away. It's not. It doesn't stick with you. Once you turn pro, it's for real. So when I was a professional fighter, I'd want to be definitely taken out of a fight.
Right.
Put me asleep before you stop the fight.
Yeah. No, I agree.
As an amateur, who knows? But as a professional, definitely there's more at stake, and the record matters at that point.
Well, we got that one out of the way.
Definitely started with a bang. Looks like up next we have a couple heavyweights.
ShopCupids.com. Thank you so much. We have a great sponsorship with them. Wally talked about them as we started. That's our banner behind us. Thankful for local businesses as companies to be able to support amateur and professional mixed martial arts locally, nationally, and globally. Hope you guys are doing great at home, comfort of your home, wherever you are, traveling. Not saying that I'm usually on my phone driving and watching streaming fights, but that's a possibility as well since I have unlimited data. But hopefully you're safe at home, watching it on your laptop or computer or waving over here at the camera.
This next fight could be considered rugby against football. You have arena football player, former versus a former rugby player.
Two big boys battling in your next bout.
Rugby,
in the
arena
style
football.
of mixed
I played some
martial
pro
arts.
football.
In the style of mixed martial arts. Scheduled for three-minute rounds. Battling out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 215.6 pounds. Jacob Kostina.
I love that you just pointed that out. I've got this on here. We have fighter bio sheets for a reason, so we can talk about these guys coming out. Here he is, Jacob Kostina, coming out, making his MMA debut, 33 years old. Now, he's a remodeling contractor, but he played rugby here in Little Rock for the Little Rock Rugby Club. And I love this. He had a violent criminal past, but he's staying out of trouble fighting in a positive environment. That I love. I can't tell you how much I love that. I'm excited to see this fight, like you said. But he's fighting at 216. He could be, this is his debut, and he may want to be traveling down to light heavyweight after this.
He definitely has options.
So I'm going to see what happens. He's excited to put on a great show for everybody tonight. So we'll see making his debut.
His opponent, battling out of the red corner, weighed in at 255 pounds, Tracy Cheston.
T.J. Cheston. Coming out of Hilltop Fitness, man. I love his juggy shirt. Look at it.
He's a big boy.
Mike Wessel's his coach. Mike Wessel's an Ultimate Fighter alumni.
He looks a bit like Wessel in the face at a certain angle.
He is a former arena football player for the Savannah Steam. White belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, making his MMA debut. He's got a 73-inch reach. Excited to see his debut. Power. Rugby players, football players, man, they possess so much power. If they understand how to use that for punching power, not just pushing power,
right,
that's when the fighters turn dangerous. We're going to see tonight.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Tommy Walker coming out in his corner. Trevor Anderson's coach as well.
Definitely a lower center of gravity for TJ.
6 foot tall, even. Both guys are 6 foot even. But that's a big weight difference, 255 pounds and 216 pounds.
Here we go.
Hands up. We just want to walk right into that.
They clinch. Looks like he's got a
And
body
taking
lock
that-
and
he's
slam.
Slamming. He's just going to pick him up.
Yeah.
And whoa, and he swept
He
him.
swept him. Not a lot of technique. That was more
Throw
lack
him
of
over the
balance.
ropes. That's
Yeah.
illegal. Oh, I like that. He
Nice
threw him down.
takedowns. He could do a good Von Flue right here if he
Listen.
if he knew what that was.
Yeah, right. But again, as a white belt in jiu-jitsu, it's difficult to remember some of those things in the anticipation of your debut.
Nice
You know?
takedowns though. You
Yeah.
know, They were.
You got it. He's got a Von Flue choke. He's just got to wrap the hands
Yeah,
up,
lock
put
his
some shoulder
hands.
pressure on him. And that's exactly what Jacob has to do. He's got to let go of that neck. He's got nothing there. He's got to shrimp, get the guard.
You know,
But-
yeah, just from I think that's how he swept him before, not from a technical standpoint,
Right.
but from TJ just not having the balance at that moment.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's established himself now on top.
But again, it's that debut jitters. It's there's just nothing like it. And when it's over with, man, you're just so thankful.
Yeah, he's burning his arms out right now. Once he ends up letting go, his arms are going to be smoked.
Yeah. It's hard to get any pressure on a guillotine when you're on the bottom and you don't have guard.
Yeah.
He has no control. He has no leverage in the hips to really sink down on the carotid.
It's strange, though, but some people are born with a crazy squeeze. Even though he may not have it right, and he may be out of position,
Yeah.
and as it's loosened up now, he doesn't lock his hands.
Yeah.
But I've rolled with people before where you can just tell their squeeze is a bit different.
Yeah. I call it a death grip. Full mount.
Mounts, took his back.
Can he set his hooks? Does he have hooks? No, he turns over into guard. Jacob Kostina gets in the top guard. He's got to get his elbow across. There's an arm drag opportunity, but
That's why main position is so important. We'll see if Jacob can do any damage on top here.
most importantly is be able to keep a big man on his back. You're going to let the big man up.
Let him up.
And then you get into the –
He's just walking forward like a Terminator. No real regard for his.
no underhooks. And again, another body lock.
He's about to
gonna
get
pick him up and
launched.
slam him.
Yeah.
The judges love that, man. You know, not that one. The one he had before, that's what the judges call it, amplitude. They love it. Yeah, he's got to let go of that neck. He's got to get some, he's got to let go, create space, get to guard.
I see that Jacob trains, I guess, with himself. It's a family MMA gym. From the looks of it, they need to branch out a bit and expand the horizons a bit.
But and I could say that I could say this, and you as well. I mean, you've worked with a lot of guys. It takes a humility once they get it and they understand it, and that usually comes from maybe their first fight or their first loss or something. They have to learn what they don't know. They don't know.
And he's a tough guy. I mean, he survived a round, and really all he had was a headlock and an overhand.
Right.
And testament to him that he's still here in the second round and walked through those takedowns and those shots that landed.
Yeah.
So,
it's just, as a coach, it's hard when you sit here as a fighter and a coach,
right,
and you're watching this as a commentator. So there's some good things about it because I'm just a fan tonight, but I get to see these things. And what would I say? You talk about the center of gravity that TJ has, and the other guy's coming straight up. Dropping levels, baby, dropping levels and hit that takedown because I would be on top of him because all he's doing is locking his neck up and not getting guard. But with Jacob, man, hands up, and you got to have some head movement.
Yeah, Jacob probably needs to try to keep it on the feet this round and catch him with something because headlock on bottom isn't going to work out in the eyes of the judges.
Got to bring that right hand up. Bringing it from Egypt.
And he landed
there it was.
That was a hard shot.
Yes, it was. You got to have more than one.
TJ did not
and you
like
got to get underhooks.
Did not like that at all. But maybe it woke him up and made things a bit more real for him and serious.
He's going for that neck again. He got no neck out of this position. Now he does. Now see how he's squaring his hips back up is a different story. He's going to get a standing guillotine. That's what he's going for. Watch it. You're going to get taken down. You're going to lose position, not have guard. Way to recognize.
Of all the technical mishaps, he's a tough guy.
Do not let this guy up.
He is a tough guy, without question.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. The way that he's walking forward like that, he doesn't care. He quit, I think. Maybe not. Okay.
Oh, you're going to go that guillotine anyway. I tell all brand new guys, you have to learn a guillotine. You got to learn how to submit somebody 3 different ways with a guillotine, how to defend a guillotine 3 different ways. And that's before you even step through the cage in the very first time. We go to a grappling tournament. Were you up there, Conway AGF?
I was, yes.
Yes. And very first round, all you see, the very first thing you start watching is everybody goes for guillotines. Everybody. And all the white belt divisions, the first thing they grab is that neck. Boom, boom.
Nice shots. Sloppy, but
wide. Yeah, get it straight to punches, straighten those punches out.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's mattering right now.
See, this is where you got to pummel, get those underhooks. Duck under, take his back, TJ.
Yeah, TJ is thinking right. He's thinking body lock and takedown, which is where he needs to get it. Kudos to both guys for sticking into this long because I know they're both tired, and I know they're both working with limited skill sets.
Works right back into full mount, got the position he's looking for. He has to stay here if he wants to finish this fight.
And I think he will finish it. He's got basically a
good
crucifix.
position, good stop.
Good stoppage. Tough guys.
So then after you just go back, now you have a guy that both of them made debut. One's 1-0, and the other's 0-1. And you got to go back on both sides of this, and you got to be able to look at the tape. And now where does TJ go from here? What does Jacob go from here? Can't wait to see, is Jacob going to stay at heavyweight, or is he going to drop down from 216 to light heavy? The best bet for him. It just –
Beer ended up getting his arm, so.
He did a little worse than mine.
Your winner by TKO, 2 minutes and 31 seconds in the second round. Out of the blue corner, Jacob Kostina.
All right, Jacob, congratulations. TKO stoppage.
Could call him the caveman.
He looks like a, oh, come on. Who's the hair? Everybody's always asking this.
Neanderthal, yeah.
Huh?
Neanderthal? No? Neanderthal?
No, the UFC fighter.
Oh, Guida.
Yeah, Clay Guida, that's
Guida.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen Clay Guida that big, though. But
TJ Brown in the house.
well, congratulations, Jacob, making his debut tonight. Finishing with a TKO. And then, again, man, you get to go back to this saying you got a platform here in Little Rock, and where do you want to go with this? What do you want to do with this? And there's so many promoters and so many gyms that can take it to another level. Just up to you.
Yeah, Little Rock's definitely grown. You have, multiple places you can go and cross-train. You also have straight ray boxing to supplement the hands. They just opened up a new gym on
Shackelford. I think it's
South
yeah.
Shackelford. Like,
I sent some of my guys there.
yeah, there are some good guys over there, great instruction, and just sometimes it's good to see a different opponent, you know, for sparring.
Yeah, especially one that is just focused on the sport of boxing. Their jab is unbelievable. How fast they are. Their head movement is so precise, and they don't have to worry about head kicks and knees. We talk about that all the time. Their role is a little different. I get it, but still, it's when I talk about iron sharpens iron.
There's still some things you can pick up and implement in your game, and that's when I was fighting. I had Kevin Lightburn, my baby. He's the best in the business, and just an encyclopedia. And it could break things down so well. So I think it's important to take advantage of those people that could help expand your game, because you have specialists in every area, whether it be strength and conditioning, whether it be boxing, kickboxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to move on to bout number 3, another MMA fight tonight. Tyler Stewart, Ben Dapa. It's funny, I got to be careful what I say because I don't want people hating on me, but I fell in love with boxing when I was young, and because MMA changed my world, changed my life, it is so difficult for me to watch a boxing match today without thinking.
Totally understand. I look at boxing as my first love.
Right.
Yeah, it's like your first real love.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I
like
want to
girlfriend.
take a second.
Boxing is that for me. But MMA
Mr. Justin Frazier,
has its own place as well.
So.
So
Thank you. Appreciate you representing the state of Arkansas.
I didn't know Justin was here. I didn't see him. We were just talking. There he is, Grizzly Man.
Yeah, you got a fan.
Grizzly Bear. Man, can't wait to see him fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout in the style of mixed martial arts. In the style of mixed martial arts is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 169.8 pounds. Tyler Stewart.
the psychopath. I was looking at the fight sheet earlier, and I thought the psychopath was the guy that just fought with long hair. That would be appropriate in the name as well.
That's true. Tyler the Psychopath Stewart coming out of Texarkana, Texas, fighting out of Off the Chain MMA. His coach is Duane Pickney, professional boxer, professional fighter. Got a big fight coming up in Aruba himself. Weighed in at 169 pounds tonight, fighting in the welterweight division, 170 pounds. Young buck, 22 years old, 6'3", 170 pounds.
Large frame.
He is 2-0 MMA, but he's got a 5-3 boxing record too. So both of these guys coming out to fight are both white belts, but we'll see if the experience from boxing
definitely will help with ring time. Just every time you step in, you're better. Plus with Duane, I mean, he's a legit fighter as well, and Duane's not going to match anybody up that's not ready.
Yeah, that's true.
His opponent, battling out of the red corner from Westside MMA, Weighed in at 169.4 pounds, Ben Dapa.
Big Ben Dapa. All right, Ben Dapa's 1-0 MMA, but he also was a wrestler in high school in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I actually trained with him last week. I didn't know he had a fight tonight, and he's very, very polished on the ground.
He's what?
Very polished.
Very polished.
Polished on the ground, yeah. Great cardiovascular, great endurance. He's not going to go anywhere.
He was a D1 track and field athlete, wrestled in high school, and then a D1 college athlete. He works at the Cardiac Cancer Center here as a medical physicist.
Yeah, very, very cool guy, too. Just focused, nice guy. Wish him all the best.
Coaches' names: Matt Hamilton, TJ Brown, Boris Washington, Rola Delgado. You got 3 of them standing there with him now.
Yeah, Ben definitely matters to West Side. They got all their big guns in his corner.
Just looking at the feet of Tyler. He's flat-footed.
He definitely has a good future ahead of him. There's no question.
You know, I was able to, as a coach, I was able to coach across from Greg Jackson. That's incredible. And then get the win over one of his guys. You know, you always think about that when you're, you know, this team versus team. You know, it's the fighters doing it and the coaches are outside, but it's still a psychological warfare, man.
It is. Remember the first time I was in that situation in the UFC, it was against Hackelman. Yeah.
Chuck Liddell's trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. But the thing is you knew it.
Yeah.
You know,
like Bisping was another one. One of Rolly's fights.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's coming
running
forward.
In.
Yeah.
2-0, 1-0. I saw that level drop.
I think they both would benefit from keeping their chin down just a bit. Their chin is getting a little tall in those exchanges.
Man, I'd like to see some footwork out of Tyler. I just see him flat-footed a little bit with that lead leg when he switches it in.
Yeah, this would be a time, especially for Ben, to drop a level and get a body lock.
Yeah, he just did it right at the time.
As he was taking a few unnecessary shots. Nice takedown.
I was going to say, good hips.
Established top position. He's in side control. Established it first. Now he's working a mount.
Oh,
nice,
swept.
Nice sweep. And he's
you ain't going to keep a wrestler on his back.
Yeah, he's going straight to work with the ground and pound. Back to their feet.
Oh, good counter. Oh, walked into that
rocks. Looks like he's wrapped his neck up. They disengaged.
Man, he's got him on easy street right now. He's
yeah, Ben doesn't need to overextend himself though, because he can still get clipped too.
Like
there
that.
we go.
Like that.
No. Clinch. Nice.
Yep. This is where you're just hoping they came to enough wrestling classes.
Yeah, very good fight, back and forth action. Good hammer fist.
Perfect position for it, too.
Yes. Those are.
Let him take your back. Good underhooks, good pummeling. Good defense, especially.
Some good decisions being made by these guys, especially as amateurs, which says a lot.
A little thump.
I think Ben's a little bit probably more buzzed right now. It'd be in his best interest to get some sort of body lock or clinch or take it to the ground.
Yeah, another overhand.
He's found a home for that.
Oh, I saw that single leg. Oh!
Nice.
You get your guard? Yeah.
Looks like he has
he's going for a triangle.
Yeah, he's got some dexterity.
He's going for a triangle.
He's a triangle armbar right here, and it looks fairly deep.
Man, he's got to lock that leg. He's on his ankle. It's just hard to get.
Oh,
and he got the submission, ladies and gentlemen. No,
Great
man.
fight. Great fight.
Man, great, awesome way to step into the Little Rock ring here, the Metroplex. You got a winner, Tyler Stewart, psychopath.
Yeah, a lot of promise out of both guys. They both hold their head high. And
man,
great
had him
fight.
stumbled. And then watching him come back right when you said it, Josh, came with that overhand and stumbled him twice.
Yeah, man. It's, with those little bitty gloves, you can't get cocky. That's for sure.
Man, and then he was
not
able
that he
to,
did, but it's just anything can happen at any moment.
That takedown was great. Ben did a great takedown. It's one of those things. I scream and reinforce. You never go into their guard.
It's also one of those things where you get somebody hurt. They're pretty dangerous at that moment because they feel that threat.
Yeah, back him in the
Ladies
corner.
and gentlemen, your winner in round 1 at 2 minutes and 39 seconds by triangle choke out of the blue corner, Tyler Stewart.
Well, congratulations to Tyler Stewart winning his Little Rock 360 debut. He is now 3-0. And but man, I'm excited to see what Ben Dapa does. I can't wait to see him fight again, knowing that he's 1-1. But just seeing these guys, just knowing the amateurs are coming up in the state of Arkansas, exciting to see. Congratulations, Tyler, an incredible victory.
Tyler.
Our first submission of the night.
Go see a doctor.
He had a lot of dexterity with his legs. It looked like he has a good guard. And being 6'1", 6'2" at welterweight.
6'3", I think it was.
6'3" at welterweight. That's definitely going to be a plus in his game to be able to work off his back like that.
Yeah, 6'3". It's crazy. He's born in 95. 22 years old.
That's an intangible that not a lot of people have. For instance, Rolly had that. He was 6'3". At 145 pounds. Yeah. Jeez. So that's a different sort of guard. And then especially when you look at the skill level like Rolly had, that's a different sort of thing.
Well, I definitely believe that so far is a Maker's Mark submission of the night. We'll have to see what goes down the rest of the evening on the rest of the fight card, but Maker's Mark, thank you for your sponsorship and support. Good high-end bourbon. You see him in the cage after the fight, before, when the judges have to do their thing, the ringmaster, he's got to do his thing, the MC, he's so hyped, you just see him pacing. I remember that excitement.
Has some interesting tattoos, that's for sure.
Is that a scorpion?
I don't know.
Crawfish? I couldn't see
At
it.
first, with his shoulder, I thought that was that kit tape. The way it looked.
Yeah. It's a difficult thing as a coach, and you want your fighters to be so successful, and you want them to win. And when they do, it's great because you get to raise their hand, talk about them, pump them up a little bit. Then you go back and correct them. But when they lose, it's almost automatic where you're like, listen, it's all right. We'll fix it at the gym. You still want to encourage them, and it's man, you want it so much. You almost want it more than they do.
Yeah, it's one of those.
All right. Sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout in the style of kickboxing is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 160.2 pounds, Judah Wiggins.
Judah Wiggins coming in from Force MMA. Brian Wilson, we were talking about him earlier. Got a great jiu-jitsu school up there. 21 years old, 1 win, 0 losses, 6 foot tall, making his kickboxing debut. He's getting his bachelor's degree at the Arkansas Tech University.
His opponent, battling out of the red corner, weighed in at 160.2 pounds, Solomon Wilson.
Two Kings.
I wonder who gave him that nickname.
Huh?
I wonder who gave him that nickname.
Two Kings.
Because you can never give yourself a nickname.
Right.
Not saying he did. Just curious.
I don't know what Two Kings mean.
I don't either.
I got to find out what it means. He's a 2-2 MMA fighter. He's making his kickboxing debut tonight. You know, when I was just talking to Josh about being a coach and it's excited when your fighter wins, but then as a coach, you got to support him because you want it so much. And he said his biggest motivation is his coach, because his coach is always pushing him and telling him where he's slacking. He's a state champion, high school football.
First off, your coach shouldn't have to tell you you're slacking. Just be self-motivated. But
Right.
aside from that,
Well, I ripped one of my fighters just yesterday. I'm like, you put that down, you eat when we're done training, you get out here where you need to be with your team. I mean, sometimes people just don't know what they don't know.
yeah. But it's
Army
good.
vet.
It's good that he's coachable. You
That's
know,
true.
If somebody can absorb and take that sort of
let-
constructive criticism and not take it personal, that's a great thing.
You need to write that down, Josh, and make that an audio clip and put that on repeat. Man, I can't tell you how important being coachable is. Some guys just don't listen, or they're so upside in their head. Man, it's difficult. Difficult when fighters don't listen.
So a lot of people take it personal. You know, you're trying to help them, and they almost look at you like the enemy sometimes. You know, and it's like it's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah, the conversation was simple. This wasn't my dream. This was yours. That's what I said. This wasn't mine. This was yours. I shouldn't want it more than you. It's hard, you know, especially when you see the potential. This kid's got a lot of potential. He's a scrappy guy. He comes up, cross-trains real hard, real scrappy on the ground, too. He's got no quit in him. He's an Army vet. All right, both guys making their kickboxing debut. They have a MMA experience, and the height difference, 6 foot versus 5'6".
Southpaw versus Orthodox.
Oh, good head movement too by Solomon.
Very quick and explosive with his strikes.
Nice lean. I was wondering if you're going to see some kicks out of him. Oh, good combination there. That was a fantastic combination.
We're
there.
going to see if Judah, if he can withstand this storm right here,
Yes, sir.
whether Solomon has a gas tank to keep it going.
Yes. Man, some
Yeah, he
fantastic
got clipped bad.
combinations.
Yeah.
Listen, I really am impressed. I'm impressed. Solomon's got some footwork that I haven't seen yet. That's the first time I've seen him hit an angle like that.
Yeah, he's throwing his shots from good angles. And I'd say with Judah, he's absorbed him. He hadn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, but like that kick, you got to set those up with hands. You got to drop.
Nice turn. Yeah, he needs to work on his range, Judah. We might see a little bit of shift right here. Like I said, he withstood that minute and a half onslaught, and we'll see now.
Reminds me of a mini mic.
Yeah.
Man.
But Judah would be smart to establish his jab right now.
Yeah.
Use his footwork as his defense. Because he's within range the entire time. You stay in the pocket with a guy that athletic and throwing his shots correctly, it could be tough. Now Solomon's starting to slow down just a little bit. If he could, again, there we go. If he establishes a jab, touches him a bit, and not grab the ropes while he kicks. That'd be nice.
So I don't know if Solomon is.
Solomon fights in spurts.
Yep.
That's clear. And he's winning the round. But the momentum is starting to shift slightly. Solomon's mouthpiece is sticking out a bit.
Good.
It's a nice
he's thrown a
head
couple
kick.
of those right leg kicks, and that was the most powerful one he's thrown.
Tell you what, though, Judah's staying very composed. He's not getting caught up in the moment, and that's important, especially when you're against an athletic guy that may burn.
That was a good combo. I like how he puts his hand out there, little distance test.
Nice counter left hand by Solomon.
That's what the coach just asked for.
If I were Judah, I'd be careful throwing my straight right hand. Throw it, but understand that counter's coming.
Yeah, they asked for that front kick, and he threw it.
So that round, Solomon was definitely ahead on the scorecards, but the momentum shifted.
You're absolutely right.
We still have 2 more rounds. And we see who's standing up and who's sitting down.
You know, that's funny. It's as a coach, I know and understand that every fighter has their own preference. And as a coach, I realize that everybody learns differently as well, so I cater my way of teaching to what they learn. And, you know, I know I was in the corner of a pro fighter 2 weeks ago, and he takes his own knee.
Yeah.
He found that was best for him.
To each their own.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing here is Solomon taking big, deep breaths. And if the other guy – I don't judge somebody for sitting down.
Right.
But when I see somebody standing up, I know they're in shape.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's one of those type of situations. It's like I would sit down. I'm going to take every rest advantage that you could give me. But –
well, I'm afraid my legs will lock up. I've done that before, and I got back up, and I'm like, Coach, my legs feel like oak trees.
The original on that was George Foreman standing up in between rounds. So one of the originals. There we go.
Great
See?
Combination from Judah Wiggins.
Now he's establishing. He's setting the tempo now.
When Solomon comes in, he comes in with everything he's got, and if he's not precise with it, he's wasting energy.
Very competitive match. And it would be smart of Solomon to start mixing those kicks in just to give a different angle and look.
Right. I think he's throwing maybe 2 kicks. Good body shot.
Yeah, that would be where I would be.
You got a tired fighter.
Yeah. It's tough because when you only have 3 rounds, you only have so much time to work and invest into the body. But it would be a good idea to go ahead and drop down, especially when he's bending at the waist like that on the inside. He's hit that wall, Solomon.
Well, I think what you said, he's coming in spurts, so he holds his energy, and then when he comes with everything he's got.
And part of it's having that poker face when you're tired. And
beautiful
great shots.
uppercut.
Hey, just when we say he comes and lands some hard shots.
Yeah.
A guy like that's always dangerous. But he's less dangerous right now than he was in the first minute of the fight, especially grimacing the way he is.
Well, he just got a body shot. Good inside leg kick.
You're seeing the beginning of the end, I think. And
He is so composed. And it was smart to go high, go low, go to the body.
Yeah, when he's giving angles, he's using his kicks. And with him bending the waist like that, I said before, he needs to rip that liver shot.
I guess
Switch his stance.
I'm extremely surprised, Josh, because I've watched Solomon fight a 3-round MMA fight. You know, I watch him fight at a distance.
Yeah, it kind of depends maybe on on where you're comfortable. You know, you could have a boxer that could go 20 rounds if he had to.
But couldn't last a round on the ground.
Exactly. Couldn't last a round in MMA. So if you're a striking base, sometimes you have a spirit of a ground fighter or you have a spirit of a striker. And you get tired in one versus the other. But I'm seeing a little bit of a mental break right here from Solomon.
Well, I think when you throw everything in the kitchen sink at somebody and they come back at you and punch you, it's
yeah, and the guy didn't go away.
Yep.
That's
that happened to me in my only fight I ever fought to a decision. Man, I hit him with everything. Hit him, kicked him, elbow, and he just kept coming.
Judah's got to have a lot of confidence right now going into the third round.
Time.
It is an even fight.
Man, if we were talking about Solomon having heart, just watching him, watching Judah, go through some of those wild strikes that Solomon comes with at random points. When he comes, he's coming from 14 feet back this way.
If I were Judah's corner, I'd be telling him don't get outside of himself and get caught with something ridiculous, but put his combinations together, mix them up, kick the leg, jab, body shot, and give him a lot of things to look at, and he's going to get overwhelmed. And a lot of times you just stay right there at that distance and put the pressure on somebody. Their heart rate will go through the roof, and I think that's what would happen with Solomon at this point.
So we're talking 19-19 right now. 10-9 Solomon first round, 10-9
Yes, sir.
Judah the second round. So it looks like we have an even fight going into this. This is one of those, just to be honest with your fighter and say, if you don't finish it.
Yeah, this is the one.
Just another one of those. Do not leave it up to the judges.
But Solomon's got that pop where he can get him out of there at any moment.
Yep, you're right.
know?
Some dangerous knockout power in that guy's hands. Good.
Very wise decisions by Judah right here. Oh, that was a knockdown. That laid it clean. We'll see if they call it one. Yes, they did. Okay, now Solomon's going to need a KO.
Yes, he is. So this is kickboxing. If you guys are understanding how kickboxing works, it's a 10-night must system. But because he got dropped, it's an automatic. It's an automatic 9.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. He's stumbling, walking over. It is pure exhaustion, Josh Black, I think is what we're looking at. Very impressed with.
Yeah.
Very impressed with Judah. How he was able to withstand that barrage in that first round was.
And I think he knew it. I think he knew that was coming. He was prepared for it. He absorbed it, and he kept his composure. And a testament to him for sure.
Yeah. What I loved is, we saw in the first round, Solomon had unbelievable angles, footwork.
Yeah, man, he
great
beautiful.
In the first round. Yeah.
Beautiful.
The second round, you started seeing Judah coming with unbelievable combinations. Then he started throwing the kick, the knees. He started with the knee, the uppercut, the inside leg kick.
Run in. That's a battle. We like that. We like that at 360 Fight Club. Rocky, we're ready when you are, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in the third round in 54 seconds by TKO, fighting out of the blue corner, Judah Wiggins!
Congratulations to Judah Wiggins. Awesome TKO victory.
Hats off to both guys.
Great fight. Knob Creek technical knockout of the night so far. I think that was probably one of the better fights we've seen.
Yeah, evenly matched, and they both had their moments. So they definitely both had their moments. Got Hot Sauce Henderson in the house. He has a big fight coming up in December in Philadelphia against another top contender. It's kind of a fork in the road, or a crossroads, where both are needing and expecting that win.
Wow. How many people does it take to pull off a glove, guys? I mean, I'm looking at 4 people, 5 people. Oh, there we go. Yeah! All right, after this next bout, we're going to take a 10-minute intermission. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout, scheduled in the style of mixed martial arts. Oh, you're getting the hang of it. I like it. I like it. Fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 170 109.8 pounds, Riley Sai.
Riley, the marksman. Oh.
DMX Anderson Silva.
Whoop, whoop. Oh. You will remember me. That's what he says. You will remember me. Remember the name. Riley Sia coming out. Georgia, weighing 170 pounds, 21 years old, 5'9", 73-inch reach. He's got an amateur record, 2 wins, 1 loss. He's got a 2-0 boxing record. So this is the good old boxer versus wrestler. I don't know his jiu-jitsu background or his grappling pedigree. I do know he's fighting a high school wrestler who's 1-0. This is where you see it. We saw it in that match with the caveman. Defend the takedowns. Put the wrestler on his back or get him uncomfortable on his feet. I believe his brother's his corner man. Jake. Goes away.
And his opponent, battling out of the red corner, weighed in at 168.4 pounds, from Westside MMA, Kyle Thompson.
Here we go, Kyle Thompson coming in. You hear the crowd. It's another thing that Riley has to deal with. He's on paper at 2-1. I got him on Tapology 1-1, figuring out where he's able to. Must have beat Stephen Burton.
This song definitely fits Kyle Thompson.
Kyle Thompson, man, coming out of Little Rock, Arkansas from Westside MMA, 21 years old, 6 foot tall. His reach, long.
Yeah. There's one thing, definitely one thing I can say about him that, you know, we haven't seen a lot of him, but I've seen him in the gym. And he has a work ethic, and he's tough. And there's no question in either one of those things.
He's an apprentice plumber, but he plans on fighting in Bellator and UFC. He thirsts for fighting. He feels empty without it. That's passion. That is what you got to fight out of somebody. You got to take that soul out of somebody if you want to beat a kid like this.
Yeah, I've seen him uncomfortable in the gym, and there's no inkling of him stopping. And that's where you see somebody's heart. This is where you see somebody's what we call a ticker, is how they react when they're uncomfortable.
Right.
He's definitely a wrestler heart, no question.
Yeah, you'll never take that out of him. Just like Luis. Luis Payne's
Exactly,
getting all this
yeah.
notoriety for his striking.
Man,
that
Luis-
dude's going to take you down and smother you. You have no idea what you got your hands on when you got a hold of that guy.
One thing I say about Luis that's different about him is he actually loves what he does. And,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people talk about, the grind, this and that. It's not a grind for Luis. You know, Luis loves it.
Have a
And
mud
that's-
bucket ready when you
and-
train with that
Yeah,
guy. 'cause
and that's
that dude
why
is pouring out.
he's persevered the way he has.
Yeah. Yeah, he's loading that right hand, man. Maker's mark. End up in it. This is where we get to see the new grappling style of Kyle Thompson. He's going for that
And
armbar.
We'll see.
Lost
Yeah,
position.
he slipped out.
Lateral.
Oh, it's broken. He broke it.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, it is. I see the elbow sticking out.
Never a good thing. But I tell you what, when you slam somebody of an armbar, that's the risk you run.
Man, that's just just going through a whole training thing. Stop trying to pull out. You got to stack. You got to pressure. You cannot. We were just talking about Frank Mir.
Yeah. I hate to see that. Hopefully it's just a dislocation.
Yep, especially coming all the way from Georgia. Man, I'm glad he's upright, and I'm glad he's not.
It's too bad. He came to fight. He brought the fight hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, wow. I think we're all just like.
Yeah, it's just nothing you ever want to see. We want.
Ladies and gentlemen,
2-0.
Your winner by TKO, medical stoppage in the first round, out of the red corner, Kyle Thompson.
He's a gamer.
Oh, you saw him instantly when the guy, he threw that hand and he was reaching for that leg. Like,
about a 10 to 15 minute intermission.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Kyle has a bottom game too. He's not just a wrestler.
Right. Well, just like it says white belt jiu-jitsu, but there's a guy that's a white belt jiu-jitsu. There's a guy who's competitive.
Exactly.
And I think you were talking about him going up to AGF, being able to win your divisions.
Yeah, double gold. I mean, and plus that wrestling pedigree. I mean, you have a bit of a spider sense on the ground above what, somebody who doesn't have that background.
Right.
So, yeah.
Congratulations on this kid, man. He is a young prodigy. I believe that we're going to be watching him. I'm excited to see him continue to grow. He's 2-0 now.
And I think also an important thing is, especially for wrestlers with a wrestling base, is when they open their mind to the bottom game and learning submissions and actually being smooth off their back, that says something. And you've got to have that now. You just can't be one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. If you're still with us on Fight.tv, we are taking an intermission.
Your next bout is scheduled in the style of boxing for 4 3-minute rounds. And fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 150.8 pounds, Roy Freeman.
Here we go. That's Josh. I'm bringing Justin over. That's going to be mine.
Nobody does it better. I'm sitting here tripping. My mind's blocked. Name girl just getting so it's time to cop. No one can do it better.
Okay.
They say we want hit quicks. Now what y'all gonna do? Always is something that's my name.
All right, getting a headset set. All right, we're going to be bringing in Justin Frazier. He's going to do commentary with us for the next 2 fights.
And his opponent, battling out of the red corner, weighed in at 152.6 pounds, representing Straight Right Boxing, John Hunt.
Here comes John Hunt. He has a big amateur background in boxing. Very experienced fighter. And he's coming out to Little Boosie. So now I'll tell you something right there.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the intermission, and we've got a great fight coming up. John Hunt, Roy Freeman Jr., pro boxing tonight for you. Black Cherokee, Roy Freeman Jr. from Tucker, Arkansas, fighting out of West Side. MMA. He is making his pro debut. We talked about this earlier in the show, fighting John Hunt, who's making his pro debut also as well from Salem Springs. It's going to be exciting. And with us sitting here is none other than the heavyweight hitter himself, Justin Grizzly Bear Frazier.
What's going on, guys?
Justin, this has been a crazy show. I know you've been able to be training with your boy Maurice up there in Batesville and watching that last episode. What did you think about what was going on in that last episode that aired?
It's funny how they can twist things on the TV show, but all that definitely happened, and it was a lot more aggressive and intense than they showed on the air. But Maurice is he's a big guy, and he's like Vieta said, he's a wild animal.
Yeah.
And you get into his emotions, he'll start acting crazy. So everyone had a good time that night for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I know you can't say anything about the show because it's still being aired. You got a big fight coming up with Batista.
Yep.
Man, yeah. Listen, Josh and I were talking about this. You know, they're starting their first round of pro boxing. Both these guys making their debut tonight. But we're sitting here talking to a heavyweight MMA fighter, and I'm telling you, man, I'm not supposed to be opinionated about this stuff, but I hope you drop this fool. I mean, can I just say that?
Well, that's I'm sure a lot of people in Arkansas hope that. There's a few people who don't like me, probably want me to get pieced up pretty good by the guy, but it's definitely an interesting fight. It's the first time I've ever fought somebody that obviously on paper and should be able to out-wrestle me and control me physically as far as against the cage and stuff like that. So we'll just see how the fight goes, and it's interesting how it turns out for sure.
Okay, well, we'll talk more about that as we come up. You'll sit with us for the next fight, too, as well. There's another MMA fight coming up. And then we end the fight with 2 boxing matches. One, our promoter, James Snyder, is making his boxing debut. And then we have Cortavius is fighting after that. So excited to watch Cortavius fight anyway.
How in the hell did your big ass make 170? I want to know.
I got small joints.
Oh yeah.
I got small knees, small wrists.
Hollow bones.
Exactly.
Okay.
Man,
you're a lot like a bird. You can fly if you wanted to.
Exactly. Man, that's a good question. I was like on less than 1,000 calories a day just to stay under 200 pounds.
Really? That's
wow.
incredible.
Yeah, so I had to really.
I'm sitting here next to a guy that's 170 pounds. It feels like he's a heavyweight.
We ain't 100. What do you weigh right now, Josh?
Oh, probably 215. But
okay.
Still not a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So,
nice body shot.
Yeah, John Hunt. I've known him for a while. He's got a good amateur pedigree in boxing. Fought in all the national tournaments, and it's been a pretty competitive round. You could tell there's a bit of a skill difference, but Roy's been coming straight forward, and it's been working for him to a degree.
He's sloppier, you can tell, though, with his striking. He's not nearly as straight down the line.
Yeah, he's not as crisp. But he's there. So.
That's right. He's landing shots out of it,
Oh,
too.
that was a nice combo. Straight 2 to the 3.
Yeah, he's definitely come to represent himself.
Good head movement, good countering. Yeah, John Hunt is looking great in there.
John like I said, he had a big amateur career, and then he had a bit of a hiatus. I think he's kind of coming back at this point to establish himself. And whenever you've been out of the ring for a period of time, it can be, it can be a work in progress, getting back in your rhythm that you once had.
Especially in real competition. Training in competition is a whole different ball game too.
Absolutely.
You can spar every day like you want to. It's still nothing like getting under the lights.
Absolutely.
I loved in that first episode they made you out to be the big underdog, and it turned out to be the big underdog, for that fight that went on there. They talked about your cardio, but again, just like you said it, training and fighting is different, and training for a fight is different.
Absolutely.
And before that, you had no idea that you had a fight coming up, right?
No, I went to the tryouts, and there was all these guys there, and I was one of the smaller, definitely shorter guys, and I never expected to get that call. And they literally called me like 5-7 days before they said, "You're going to be in Vegas in a week.
That's
you got to be
crazy.
here." And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, you're on the show."
Okay, so they said you got to be in Vegas in a week. You show up to Las Vegas and you're on the show.
Yeah.
From when you showed up to Las Vegas on the show and when you fight, what was that time frame?
Okay, so when I got there, July 7th, I actually stayed in a motel from July 7th to July 14th, and it was all-you-could-eat room service. You weren't allowed to leave the room, so you couldn't go work out or train or nothing. You were stuck in your room for a week while they were getting the mansion ready. So then after the mansion was ready, like 8 days from then, I fought.
They put you in the Palace Station?
Palace Station.
Yeah, I had to stay there too.
Yeah, Palace Station. And it was within 8 days of me getting in the house from evaluations I fought.
Wow. Well, here we go. Round number 2. Pro boxing, Roy Freeman, John Hunt. We saw in the first round, John Hunt had some pretty good combinations. He had good movements.
Yeah.
A little straightforward from Roy Freeman.
Hunt's cutting the angle really well off
that
lead
was crisp and clean. Yep. I think he was already a little loopy from that left hand.
He's fighting in his range. He's fighting at home for that left hook as well.
I love seeing him
Slipping
slip
that lead
and roll.
punch.
Gosh,
That's right.
yes. Stuff we talk about all the time to the fighters, you know.
The-
I see his tattoo now.
Yeah.
Got that
the-
razorback on that left hand, don't he?
The exchanges are kind of in Hunt's favor because he's keeping his punches a bit tighter, and Roy's keeping his chin up slightly in the pocket, which, you know, it just takes a matter of time for you to get caught.
When I think what we're seeing is John slip that jab so well that his cross is nowhere near target because he's already missed on the jab, and you're trying to overcompensate with your second hand as a head movement.
When he's slipping the jab too, you can tell
There.
he's cutting the angle off of it.
Yeah.
Beautiful, came up with that uppercut.
You can tell John's fundamentals are definitely there.
He's quite a bit younger than this guy too, isn't he?
Yeah.
29,
37.
37, yeah.
5'10", 5'7". But it's just seeing the combos come and the angles at which it comes. I mean, just threw an uppercut, threw an overhand, threw a body shot, and then rolls. Like right there, 3-punch combo.
And he's
Throw a hook, he rolls to the body.
And he's still in the combination. That's where he's putting them together off his defense.
Staying right in the pocket.
Exactly. And John runs the Siloam Springs straight right boxing. So there's 3 different locations. You have Springdale, Siloam, and West Little Rock. Looks like he's maybe the beginning of the end right here.
Tough body shots. He's trying to weather the storm.
He's slipping so well.
Good tempo. And I'm sure his corner's telling John, just keep the tempo up and keep touching him, and eventually he's going to fall.
Yeah.
You could tell that Roy's
Freeman
balance
looks
is
like he's
off.
almost leaning on him anyways.
Yeah, it looked like John
He's
trapped it,
digging
pulled it
that
down.
body. Yeah, there's just hours and hours and hours in the gym.
You know, it's a thing of beauty when you watch somebody with a boxing background that understands the sweet science, the movement, the angles, and just the fluidity of the.
That's the best way to describe it. So far, he's fluid. He's just moving in and out like he needs to, piecing him up.
You know what would be an interesting fight? Be John Hunt and T.J. Brown. You know, they'd be fighting about the same weights. John Hunt weighed in at 152. TJ's last fight, I think, was, 155, I believe?
He's fought at 45, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's a lot thicker now than he was in.
Yeah, but they line up in the same weight class. They both are very, very slick.
So as you were getting ready out there, you know, we only get to see pieces, right? Because it's made for TV. We understand that.
They said 3 minutes out of every 3, so 1 minute out of every 1 hour that gets filmed actually gets used for footage.
Right, and that's insane. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, we were on that set for Family Feud, right? A lot of people don't understand. 12 hours.
Yeah.
12 hours.
For one episode.
Well, we actually filmed 2. I think there was 2 episodes being filmed, but the thing is, it's a 30-minute show.
Yeah.
But it's 22 minutes worth of TV time because the rest is commercials. So
That's right.
12 hours for
That's right.
44 minutes. I mean, it was just insane. But anyway, my thing is, did you do any strict straight boxing at all while you were out there?
I did. After my first fight, we worked on my striking quite a bit and getting more comfortable, and that's something that I've never done in cage fight. Even after having 12 professional fights, I never had one fight that went standing at all. And the short amount of time that I had to learn and work with actual good training boxing coaches, and that were able to work with my frame and shorter, heavy-handed strikers, they opened up my game tremendously.
Great. What was your biggest takeaway on the boxing side of it? Who was your training partners or coaches for just the boxing side of it?
Clayton Hires, one of the only guys to ever beat Mayweather Senior boxing. He's Chael Sona's boxing coach. He works with a lot of guys at Extreme Couture. He's their main boxing coach. Him and Jamie Huey worked with me quite a bit. And I learned how to set up my left hand a lot better, and I got more confident being able to stand.
You stand orthodox, correct?
Left-handed, southpaw.
You do southpaw.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay.
But they showed me how to be able to close the distance and put my hands on somebody without just immediately going for the double leg.
Well, that's a huge thing. You know, I mean, we're watching this, right? If Roy Freeman keeps coming forward, we just see, John Hunt hit an angle, hit a counter. But that's just you. If people know you're going to stand there, throw something to take him down, they're just going to work angle. So now you're giving them something they haven't seen before.
Exactly. It gives them more options to have to look at, which sets up my takedown better. Or in some cases, I land that overhand left or that slick uppercut, and it's OB.
Oh, man, John is piecing him.
Yeah.
That was a double left hand. I mean, just within seconds of each other.
The thing about John is you can tell that he's got a lot of experience in what he's doing. A lot of guys, they see a guy get rocked like that, and they immediately go in like, a shark to blood trying to finish.
Yeah.
He's just shot, takes his time, pieces him up again. He's just real classy about the way he's handling it.
Very impressed. I mean, was able to withstand this and endure this, with Roy Freeman. He still wants to come back, and once you get rocked, it's really hard to get your wits back about you.
One thing about it is too, John, I didn't realize he's an Army vet. Served with the 101 Airborne.
101st Airborne, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And he wants to give a shout out to his dog named Bear. Bear, your daddy's doing good tonight.
Yeah, he's pitching a shutout.
And both of these guys are making a
Tell you what,
debut.
though, at this point, when you realize you're this technically superior to somebody, I almost would like to see John sit in his shots a little bit more and try to get the guy out of there.
Sure. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Once you've established that dominance.
Yep.
Then
angles are great. Footwork's great.
Exactly.
Head movement is great.
Then you can
now
kind
it's time.
Tee it up. And
make the shots count.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing with that left hook, and then he hit him again with that left hook, and then you saw him a beautiful 1-2. So it looked like that's what he was doing, but here we go.
Nice uppercut.
They're going to stop the fight.
That's either stop the fight or a knockdown.
TJ.
That's the end of the
TJ
round.
was about to try and wave him off. Yeah, I think they're going to wave him off and call the fight. Yeah, that's a good call. He was out on his feet in that last 5-second exchange. I mean, unbelievable performance by John. Great heart by Roy Freeman, but, heart is going to take you so far, but what we watch is head movement, footwork, beautiful combinations, precision on his boxing.
Yeah, he's got Kevin Lightburn in his corner, one of the top guys. Very underappreciated in the whole grand scheme of things. I mean, like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you gave me one guy just to work on my hands, it'd be him. And that's above Freddie Roach. It's above any of the all-star trainers. That's the guy. He has an understanding like it's like talking to Einstein, man.
I think you told me like he was an encyclopedia of boxing. Yeah. I think that's what you said to me last time.
But just his understanding of the small things that matter and the way and his ability to put it together and explain it to you, that it makes sense. And I think that's a big part of being a coach, is to be able to explain things and help your fighters implement them.
And we talked about having a high fight IQ. And that coming in from a coach.
As a coach, he's studying all day. He's watching film. It's all day he's doing that.
He's done a good job with John too. You can tell that he's put a lot of time in there.
Yeah, he was training Tommy Morrison's son as well for a bit when an undefeated fighter.
Yeah.
He's got Calvin Henderson.
That's Kinsey?
Kinsey, yeah.
He's a big cat.
I really saw video. I saw a video, and I thought it was an old school Tommy Morrison video.
Yeah,
and then
Kinsey,
I'm like, the quality looked a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of things that just made me kind of question it. You know how they superimpose fighters or whatever.
Exactly.
And I'm like, unbelievable. That's his son. I mean, it's unreal watching him throw that left hook.
And he has another son, Trey, that's fighting next month in Oklahoma City.
Wow.
He's undefeated as well. I think he's like 16-0, 16 knockouts. And he hits like his dad.
Wow.
Kinsey, I think, favors him a bit more.
Yep.
But in terms of raw power like his dad.
Wow.
Yeah. Trey definitely has that.
That's incredible.
Looking good.
Well, we're going to take it up to Wally Waller to the center of the ring. Give us the official announcement.
Woo! Get your engines running, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO at the end of the 3rd round, fighting out of the red corner, John Hunt.
Once again, congratulations, John Hunt, making his pro debut here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Beautiful, flawless for performance. As we were trying to say, as Josh was leading to, what we wanted from him was finish him. That's what we got with 5 seconds left. Overwhelming barrage, put him out on his feet into the round, but Rocky did the great thing. His corner did the great thing. Throwing in the towel, saying, we've had enough.
You can see his amateur background in the ring tonight.
The Grizzly Bear. So you got a fight coming. Is it next week?
It's Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday night. Okay, it's Batista. So tune in. The Ultimate Fighter, heavyweights. Is it real? Is this the last season?
As far as I know, it probably is going to be the last season.
Wow.
Because UFC did their exchange with the ESPN trade and all that right there, and I'm not sure how it's all going to work out. I know that when I was there, Dana said he wanted to continue doing the show, but as of right now, as far as I know, I haven't seen anything about a 29th season.
Is what?
I haven't seen anything about a 29th season coming up.
Okay. Yeah, normally they're already talking about bringing fighters out.
They usually have the cast set up already because we were coming in. We weren't real far behind Bryce this season. We actually stayed in the same mansion that season 27 was in. So
yeah. That was what I was going to ask. Do they generally stay in the same house, or do they switch it up? Or
do what now?
Do they generally stay in the same house, or do they switch it up from season to season? Or?
They change it up every 4 or 5 seasons. The reason we got the house we were in is it actually belonged to Conor McGregor, and it was his first house when he was getting ready for the Aldo fight. And then after he won the Aldo fight, that changed his whole financial situation. He didn't live in $5 million mansions anymore. He lived in big, big mansions.
Yeah.
That guy's something else, man.
That's what's bad is when you're talking about mansion capacity.
If Conor lived there, you know some crazy things happened there.
Oh, that house
even
was
in
incredible.
Training camp.
That house was.
We ready to go?
I saw some footage from when he was doing his Aldo camp. Some of the parties they had there, and it's unbelievable.
Cafe on Cantrell after this for the after party. You're going to be able to meet the fighters, meet the people. Your next bout is a heavyweight bout.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
It's a heavyweight bout.
I know both these guys.
Scheduled in the style of mixed martial arts for 3 3-minute rounds. And fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 263.4 pounds. Kyle Cantrell.
Well, finally we got some good walkout music.
Last time Brandon fought with, I believe it's on one of your old
yes,
cards.
It was,
He
man.
fought LaMarcus Tucker
4 years ago.
I cornered him at that fight in this building 4 years ago. Cornered LaMarcus against Brandon. Brandon wasn't nearly as big as he is now.
Well, here we go. Kyle Cantrell coming out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, fighting out of Hilltop Fitness with Mike Wessel. Trevor Anderson, one of his coaches. Tommy Walker's one of the coaches. Fighting at heavyweight, 263 pounds. Maximum is 265. He is stretching the scale. 29 years old. 6 foot 1 inch tall, 74-inch reach. He has never had a boxing match, kickboxing, Muay Thai, or MMA. This is his ultimate debut.
One thing about Kyle is he's really been putting in a lot of work to make this fight happen. He was over 300 pounds a couple years ago. nonstop training with Mike Wessel in Jonesboro, putting in the work and got to the weight where he wanted to and was ready to give it a shot.
Well, I'd love to tell you where he works. I can't read his handwriting. Here we are. He works at a car lot in Jonesboro. Car lots of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Come buy a car, he said. He's got an awesome, beautiful mustache.
Known for his kick-ass mustache.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and his opponent. Go there. His opponent, battling out of the red corner.
Brandon.
From West Side MMA.
He's a tough guy.
Weighed in at 238 pounds.
My beard is
Brandon
when I keep it there.
Mittenmeyer.
Man, this dude's pretty funny.
I think
he's got some crazy Facebook posts sometimes. He does
yeah.
that. Who does that? Dave Ward Drive, Conway. What's that? Who is that? He's always making fun or trying to emulate that commercial on the radio.
I'm not sure. I keep up with him. I was talking to him yesterday on Facebook about a post he had about some crazy things that are going on in California, and it was unbelievable. He posts some funny stuff on there too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he don't care either. Now that's a beard. I got beard envy.
This fight goes. The later in the rounds this fight goes, I think Kyle will have the advantage.
Brandon Mittenmeyer fighting out of Conway, Arkansas. Heavyweight, 238 pounds. He's a 2-1 MMA, 3-0 boxing. 6 foot 2 inches tall, 79 inches reach.
One thing I remember about Brandon when he fought LaMarcus, it was explosive the entire time. Just going. Real excited.
Yeah, he trained with you up at Hilltop. Did he come up to Hilltop?
Do what?
Did Brandon come up to Hilltop?
No, I went to Hilltop and trained with Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Brandon was, he's always been with Westside.
Yeah, okay.
Man, he might be a light heavyweight without that beard.
But he wouldn't be half the man.
It's kind of like Kimbo.
Yeah, that's true.
Kimbo had that beard.
I really have beard envy right now.
White Kimbo.
I told him earlier, I said, man, you're going to have to cut that thing. I'm jealous of it. He said, just learn to grow one.
Let's see what Brandon looks like coming off of 4 years off the bench.
He's in his legs really nice.
Straight to the body. He ain't missing a step. I'm really impressed. That's a big guy, Kyle. He moves really well. He's leaning, moving out of the way. Got his hands up.
Nice knee.
Right in the pudding box. Pretty sure it's mine.
I said it there holding papers from flying around.
Oh, okay.
Just finding distance.
Brandon's doing a good job keeping his lead hand out there, trying to make sure he creates the space for the overhand.
Get those inside control, get inside control.
Sometimes when you face somebody so unorthodox, it's harder.
Dropped him. Oh, beautiful uppercuts by Brandon. Held the back of his head.
Yeah,
that was
stop
it.
it.
Rocky Demir says that's enough. Brandon is super happy. His big motivation is his daughter. That's his biggest inspiration.
Kyle took some big shots there. It looks like his nose is bleeding.
Yeah,
pretty
definitely
good.
that ground and pound opened it up.
Yeah. Well, he had 3. He had the supported head, threw about 3 uppercuts with that supported head too.
It's not too bad for Brandon taking 4 years off, coming back in on a week's notice.
Absolutely. Plus just the nerves of it. I mean, physically, clearly he can handle it, but it just being able to perform under the lights, you know, when you haven't in a while.
That's right.
You know, that's
Didn't mess his hair up either.
Yeah, it says a lot about your bravery as well, you know, to put it on the line.
Brandon's a good guy, too. He's stepping in there, checking on him, making sure everything's all right.
That's what's coming up. Promoter stepping into the cage, stepping into the ring, making his boxing debut tonight. You're either here to watch him get knocked out or watch him win.
Brian Bradley, the promoter?
No. James Snyder.
James Snyder.
That's the promoter.
Okay. He's got a real nice haircut.
No, I'm telling you, I saw him tonight. Josh and I were both saying, I'm really impressed with James. He's really got into shape and lost some weight coming into this.
Yeah, he's dropped about 20 pounds, I'd say.
Yeah. All right. Taking it up to Wally. Doctor's looking at him. Get the official announcement.
Hey, throw him a rag real quick. Hey, throw him a rag.
Thank goodness for gloves.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO in round 1 at 1 minute and 12 seconds. Out of the red corner, Brendan Mittenmeyer!
Well, welcome back, Brandon. Not sure what his goals are, but if he's going to keep with this, man, I'd like to be able to call his fight some more. Check out that awesome beard.
238. 205 is an option for him.
Yeah, it is. He's pretty thick. He's pretty strong, but
I'm
not
a lot
sure.
bigger now than when he fought at 205 against LaMarcus, muscle-wise, you can tell.
Yeah, I know for a while he was trying to pack out some size, and so we've got Batista coming up this Wednesday, Justin, and you've got Maurice. It seemed like you guys became pretty good friends on the show. And I personally got to ask, was it really that bad? Was his drinking really that bad on the show?
No, they took a couple incidents, which everyone there had their own time.
Sure.
But they really attacked on the fact that Maurice had a couple incidents, and they, like the night they showed 2 weeks ago versus the last week, that was the same night. But they just stretched it out, made it look like it was worse than it was.
Okay.
And the altercation that he had with Juan carried on for multiple days. The one he had with Anderson was all in the same day. That night that he got into it and he was walking around in the backyard was just the later time of that night from when he got into it with Anderson earlier that day in the pool room. So he's not he didn't have near the problem that it made it look like it has, but it's a TV show. They want you to keep following. They want you to see what happens. It is exciting. It continues to get better from there. And Maurice is a stand-up guy. He's a family man. He's got a couple kids. It's just the way they put the spin on it to make it look,
I guess my biggest question really is, we usually take moments like this and it can help us grow, or it can, paralyze us and handcuff us, but he seems like the person that would learn from this and grow from this. Did he say anything? Has he said anything like it's made him change or made him think of?
Oh, absolutely. He actually was down here in Arkansas training with me.
Right.
Whenever the first episode came on where it showed him getting into it with Mo and drinking and stuff like that, and he just he hated that it looked that way for his fans and for his family. He didn't really want his children to see it looking the way it did. And I said, hey, that can't change what you said or what you did. They just aired it the way they wanted to. And that stuff really did happen. He's like, man, I know. He said it just gives me another reason to make sure I'm focused on what I'm doing and getting after it. And right now, I think that Maurice is in a good place, and he's busting his ass training, and he's going to be back.
Because he's got a big fight coming up.
Fight, and you get to see how that turns out, and he's going to do great. And regardless of the outcome of the fight, Maurice has got a long career and a long future.
I'm excited for it. He's well spoken. He seems to be a guy that you just feel like you've been friends with for 10 years.
Absolutely. I knew before we ever got in the house from the tryouts, we hung out all week while we were there. And I knew from that minute on, even if I didn't make it in the house or if he didn't make it in the house, which I knew he would because he's so loud and obnoxious and attention-getting, I knew he was in. But,
Ratings.
That's right. So I knew me and him would end up training together and becoming friends regardless of how that all worked out. He's just a stand-up good guy. My wife said she felt like she was losing a child when he had to put him back on the plane.
That's funny. Well, you see Wally with the thumbs up. He's ready to announce.
Guys,
your next bout is scheduled in the style of boxing.
Josh?
Yeah.
3-round score.
I can't wait to see you next week. Good luck, buddy, man.
Buddy. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 233.6 pounds. Brian Bradley.
All right, Josh, this is it. This is what's been hyped up.
This is the moment.
This is. Listen. Woo! Man, what's funny about this?
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. Well, because when you get a hype train going, you know, you got to back it up. And the thing is Brian's a great guy. I know the guy. And look, I got his bio shoot here, people, and you can't see it, but it is just simply like he's fighting out of Camden. Fights with Team Fearless. His coach is Jeff Trissolini. He's a heavyweight. He weighs 230 pounds. He's 42 years old. He's 6 foot. He's got a boxing debut. That's it. That's all you're going to get with this guy. But I'll tell you, he's got a heart of gold. The guy has lost 100 pounds since he first started training. And the only reason why he started training was because he got his kid into it. He was going to train like for a family. He's got a business. And he's so humble, nobody would even know that. He's a great guy, though. He's quiet, doesn't talk much, but he's a brilliant guy. Humble, respectful. Man, he's got calves for days, too.
That's
He's got
right.
big legs.
And his opponent,
Sir calves a lot.
Here we go.
battling out of the red corner, weighing in at a beautiful 205 pounds.
Here's the nickname as well.
James. He is an asshole, but he is our asshole. Snyder!
Well, you heard it, guys. Hogs Blues Cafe, sponsor. I guess his wife tweeted that. That's funny. Sponsored by Hogs Blues Cafe. Christian Nelson's the owner. They had the weigh-ins last night. I guess that was his sister that tweeted that. Be a honey badger. Now that's hilarious.
This is a really cool intro.
Whoop! Here's the man, James Snyder. 47 years old, 5'10". Weighed in at 205 pounds, making his boxing debut. He is the promoter of 360 Fight Club. He is a concert event promoter here in Little Rock. He plays in the men's league for baseball. He wants to give a big shout out to all the friends all his family watching all around the world. I love you guys. He's probably the best shape that I've ever seen this man. I've known him when I first started promoting as he was up. He worked for the radio station when I first moved here. I've known him since then. I've known him with his work that goes downtown. All the events that he's promoted, I'm proud of him for making the decision to do this. This is a huge thing for a man.
I'm just going to have to sit back on this one and just be a fan.
Right.
I'll give him some commentary, but still be a fan. This really is a big moment, though. First time for both guys in the ring. The nerves have to be pretty damn strong. Here we go. Touch of gloves.
Southpaw.
Southpaw orthodox.
Like you said already, he's already making the head movement. There it was. Josh talked earlier about how he's pretty sneaky where he sits at two in there.
He can slip the right hand and come with his own left. And he has good range for it. And he's putting some good pressure on right off the bat. Great head movement. You know, just head movement is a constant, not even necessarily when punches are coming. And you can avoid a lot of drama that way. Nice.
Looks good keeping his feet underneath him even when he's backing away.
Yeah, good. Sharp head movement. It's nice. It's a measure. And Brian's doing well. He's putting his shots together well. Nice, crisp 1-2.
Oh, gosh. Nice. James clipped him with the left hand.
You know, he has his game plan. Now he's stepping forward a little bit. Good slip. It's a competitive match.
I think.
With 37 seconds left in the round. Thing is, it plays such a factor in cardiovascular. You can be in great shape, but just being under the lights, it will
adrenaline.
It will attack your system. So that'll be something to watch out for both guys.
And both guys making their boxing debut tonight, you know. This is where Brian's doing what he can to win the round.
He's trying to turn it on the last half where James turned it on the first half.
James breathing deep after the end of that first round. Really impressed with not just the head movement, because you look at the difference, the head movement between Brian and James. Brian didn't have head movement. James was one moving his head, slipping, rolling. I mean, he really looked good.
Yeah, that could definitely be an argument for a 10-10. Matt with he's also a licensed cut man as well. Just keeping him calm, controlling his breathing. Getting ice on that eye. Got TJ Brown, Kevin Lightburn in the corner. Okay, looks like we're getting around two. You know, Brian's coming to straight lines. He's coming straight forward with his 1-2. Probably best for James to use his footwork, step to the side, counter, and then move.
See, right away, drop levels. Before Brian even threw a punch, he's already dropping levels. Brian has a pushing jab, not a real snap jab. He's pushing, but he's strong enough that actually moves James out of the way.
He has so much size that it can do its job. They're both doing well. Good slip by James. Very nice.
See, it's that push. If he'd sit those punches, it'd be different.
Exactly. I'm not even sure that he's even hitting him. He's swarming and shoving.
Mm-hmm.
Nice combination by James.
Every time he tries to throw his two, if you watch Brian, he seems like he's like throwing his back foot, instead of pivoting on it. It's because James is doing everything he's supposed to do. See, he keeps stepping to the outside of Brian's foot, so his two isn't there. I mean, it's good footwork on James making his debut.
Yeah, I mean, Brian's been very active this round, but I'm not even sure if he's landed a clean shot. James, again, his head movement is at a constant, which you could almost put it in terms of like a double end ball. When it's barely moving, you have a tendency you want to grab it and stop it. And that's kind of like with somebody when they just have a little bit of head movement.
That was a good snapping jab.
Now he's just trying to use his physicality.
Yeah. Well, it's also he trains MMA. With MMA experience, you can use the cage and hit that wizard and start doing some body shots, but a little different when you're boxing.
I don't know how much time. Oh, nice.
Yeah, another left hand. He's
counter.
catching him with that left.
Very evenly. The thing is, again, Brian's throwing shots, but they're really not landing.
All right, here we go. Third round.
This is very, very close.
Third and final round. 2 minute long rounds. This really is a close fight, Josh.
Man, I'm going to be honest. You could be looking at 2 10-10 rounds.
That's when I always go back to referees and understanding what they're looking for, or judges and understand aggression, ring control, right? So that's where it could go in the favor of Brian, because he's the one coming forward. He's the one aggression. He's the one pushing. He's had a couple of strong flurries. James seems like he counters with 1, 2, but he hasn't really come back with any aggression. So you look at either way, it could go either way on those rounds.
Absolutely.
To me, it seems like it's one apiece. Where James has been successful.
This is one of those. Nice shot by James. This is one of those deals. You got a minute. You got a minute 46 seconds of your life left. You got his leg on the line. Empty the tank. James is coming out a lot more aggressive this round, even though he's feeling the fatigue a little bit, just like both of them are.
There's a couple good shots by Brian.
Again, kind of bully tactics, using physicality. But James landed some very clean shots at the beginning of that round.
He switched to southpaw, switch back to orthodox.
He doesn't need to get tall in the inside, though. That could be one little chink in the armor.
What's that?
Where James will get a bit upright. And it's tough because Brian's coming in and kind of getting him that way by bully.
Yeah. He keeps checking it with that
Stay
forearm,
in
too.
those
There's
legs.
a straight shot. There's a couple straight shots from Brian. He's just peppering a couple right hands on him. James starts circling right to his right, exactly what he's supposed to do on a orthodox fighter. He's turning sideways to defending that 2.
Just put together some offense.
Just looks like it's just exhaustion. He's breathing deep. You got 20 seconds. James comes firing back with that 2. He's been pretty successful with it this whole fight. Probably 10 seconds left in the round, 12 seconds. Do enough in the judges' minds to win this fight in his debut. We might see James. 10 seconds remaining. He's working. Rocky's not pulling him apart yet because he's not clinched up, and that's the time.
Good fight.
Here we go. 3 rounds. Both these guys made their boxing debut. The promoter fighting on his own show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
After party tonight.
Hats
it's going
off.
to be at Hogs Blues Cafe.
Hats off to both guys. They both came in there, laid it on the line when they didn't have to. And, good for them. A lot of heart. A lot of heart. Very competitive. You know,
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, good respect. Good show of respect, James. Nice, Brian, again. Brian's got a heart of gold, and James just,
wow.
I got a lot of respect for him stepping in here like this on his own show.
Nice work. Nice work, gentlemen.
Not like you got a lot to worry about.
No
and
kidding.
fight.
Yeah.
He's worked hard trying to build this promotion.
Tell you what, he's different now. Haven't fought.
Yep.
He's a different person.
It'll change you.
You know, it's an exhilarating thing.
I tell people all the time, man, you just got to fight once. Then you made a decision what you want to do after that, but get that in. Do it.
Yeah.
Crowd's cheering one more round. That would be great, but I think those fighters would disagree.
Yeah, I think they are.
Boy, I wish we could go one more round.
I don't think they'd agree. Yeah.
Did James shake his head? No?
All right, here we go.
Well, again, if you didn't hear me when all the music was playing, James really wants to thank all his family, all his friends, all over the
I think everybody in
world
the
watching.
arena's
He loves you
winning tonight.
guys. Regardless, both these guys fought. I would hate to be a judge on this one, seriously. You know, most of the time I can tell you specific,
Ladies
but
and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know,
Be something if it was a draw. They came back. and
360 Fight Club
had a
is brought to you by Mr. James Snyder.
I never even thought about that, Josh.
You know, if they gave James one
You
round,
know,
they
you earn
gave
my respect, brother.
Brian the last round.
Yeah.
Than you are, sir.
You had a 10-10 in there.
No, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision,
Ooh, unanimous.
fighting out of the blue corner, Brian Bradley!
Well, either way, hey, listen, the people booing, they're just friends and family. I mean, it's no disrespect because James he shook his head, he understands.
Hey.
Heck of a fight between both of these guys, but the victory is an internal one for him.
Also, that shows the integrity of the show. When you have the promoter
Thank you.
fight and it goes to decision, they don't give him the decision. Especially when it's a close fight.
Right. Yeah. Man, congratulations, Brian Bradley, on your boxing debut. Co-main event here in Little Rock, Arkansas, against the promoter of the event. Hopefully you'll be invited back. Well, James may be the promoter, but he's not the matchmaker.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the main event, I know that felt like the main event, I get it. But I got my friends from Hogs Blues Cafe ready to give it up.
Wow. Hey, first of all, let's give it up to 360 Fight Club and James Snyder for putting on a great fight. We also want to thank the great state of Arkansas. We have great fighters. Everybody who's here tonight are competitors and they're warriors. And you know what? We know a little bit about fighting. So Hogs Blues Cafe, the Fight Club 360, we're glad to be a part of you guys. Without any further ado, our Vice President of Sales and Catering, Eli, tell them what you think about tonight and about what we can do for them.
Guys, I think when we leave here tonight that we can all go and have a good time at Hogs Blues. It's a party. I mean, we're having a good time here, but let's not end it now. Let's go to Hogs, have a good time, some drinks, get some barbecue, some food in your system. Let's go.
Hey guys, you know it's.
Hey, the after party is at Hogs Blues Cafe.
No, that's
Hope to
right.
see you there.
It's only 10 o'clock, right? How late y'all open?
Oh yeah. Hey man, we're open until 1:30.
1:30. I like it. I like
Last
it.
call 1:30.
Where is it though? Where is it, guys?
14524 Cantrell, right there on Highway 10. Hope
Awesome.
to see you there. James, you did a great job tonight. All your fighters, the winners tonight, and all the guys who showed up and get in this ring. A lot of people don't know what it takes to get in the ring, but you know what? There are no losers tonight. You get in this ring, you are a mucho macho man, mucho macho woman, women who fight, guys who fight. It's all about having fun, having a great sport. We have the greatest fans in the state of Arkansas.
Man, that's
Thank
no
you so
kidding.
much.
You know you don't know who you are until you've been in a fight, right?
Hey, that's right.
Right.
Or when you lost one.
Right. Hey, thanks, guys. We will see y'all there after the fights. Hogs Blues Cafe on Cantrell. Awesome. Hey, this event is sanctioned by the Arkansas State Athletic Commission. And we want to recognize our good friend and director, Mr. John Webb. Your last bout of the evening is scheduled in the style of MMA. What? It's scheduled in the style of MMA! For 3 5-minute rounds. And fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 145 pounds. Cortavius Ramanos! And his opponent, battling out of the red corner, weighed in at 143.8 pounds, Trevor Henderson!
This is like music out of the first Terminator.
This is I need a hero. This is awesome. Yes, if he would have come out in leggings. And like a rip-off Velcro. Trevor Anderson, the American Brawler. Fighting out of the ALC. Tommy Walker's his coach, training with Mike Wessel. He is 3-0 as a professional fighter. I think he was 19-6.
Yeah.
It makes me want to run. I'm going to do the flash dance. I'm a maniac, maniac.
Okay. You know, one thing about Trevor Anderson, he has a combined amateur and pro record of 22-6.
Yeah.
So he's had a lot of experience. Cortavius, I'm not sure. He kind of, I can't even read what he looks like.
Yeah, he's 2-0 as a pro.
2-0 as a pro. Amateur, he has kind of like a Asian symbol down. I don't know.
This right here, as they're about to start touching gloves, I know it's going to get exciting, so I don't want to blink, but I just got to let you. This is
super athletic.
That was the wildness. Oh, here comes the brown belt. See, this is exactly what we were talking about before, Josh. This is what he says. He says, I fight for two people who's willing to die for me. Jesus Christ, who died for our sins, and the American soldier who's willing to die for my freedom. That's why I fell in love with this guy. Now I'm married. I don't mean like that. But man.
He's definitely the All-American.
Oh, nice. Tried to roll out of it.
Oh, man.
Got a second hook when he did.
We talked about this earlier. This is kind of Cortavius' chink in the armor. But he overcame it last time. Got a body triangle.
Yeah.
He's doing right by putting the foot to the floor. Cortavius is.
Still body pressure, man. When you got a body lock on somebody and you're compression those floating ribs.
Yeah.
Hurts to breathe. Got a lot of pressure on the.
Cortavius worked out of a similar position in the last show. But as he climbs, this is something he's going to have to address. Because he got put here when he was fresh.
Yeah. He took a great advantage of it. They both kind of threw a kick. It looked like Trevor had to land, right across the body. Cortavius slipped.
We'll see if Trevor has he's going to have to transition here. We'll see if Trevor has.
Nice. Right into a triangle, stacks out of it. Here comes the power of Cortavius.
Awesome.
Says, get up, fool.
Great escape by Cortavius. Very composed. That's the thing. It's like, man, he gets in these bad positions, but he's composed.
I like that low kick.
And he stays safe.
Ooh.
Nice.
He went low kick.
That was a great dirty boxing by Cortavius.
Man, he is so strong on the inside. Oh, good couple power knees by Trevor Anderson.
I think Trevor, though, understands that this storm is going to come early.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I don't know much about Trevor. I don't know about his cardio. I don't know anything about him. So we'll see if he can weather it. Even though he's been in control for the most part of the fight. But when you deal with that sort of athleticism, it's tough sometimes.
Strength and speed, and also he's unorthodox. He just comes at crazy angles. Cortavius does, and he's a game fighter. He's exciting to watch.
He's got the over-under right now.
The only reason why.
Very evenly matched. Foot stomp. Chop
That's
the
my
leg.
favorite. Well, I was hoping that Trevor with that music coming out the leggings, but it looks like Cortavius has got him on.
Nice reversal by Cortavius on the takedown. Nullified it. And we'll see what sort of ground and pound he has. They're in the ropes. He's nullifying the strikes at the moment, but you got those short little elbows that can open you up from right there.
Doing a good job controlling the posture of Cortavius. And again, that's one of the downfalls of fighting in a boxing ring. You have to stay inside and get wrapped up in the ropes, and some fighters use it to their advantage. He's trying to climb the guard. Trap those arms to keep as much damage as possible.
35 left the round. He's to get his guard high. Maybe looking for some submissions. But he can't stay on his back right here. He's gonna, if he doesn't get a submission within a good amount of time, he's going to pop back to his feet. Otherwise, you're at risk of losing the round. Even though he had his back earlier in the round, he's not going to be able to just hang out here.
It's a dangerous place to be.
Plus, with an explosive guy on top of you, man, that can – it could be a problem.
Yeah. He's wanting to get over that arm. He's looking for a pendulum sweep.
He's got a pretty active guard at the moment.
He seems like it climbs it high, like it looks like he's going to go for a rubber guard, but he doesn't. His body slips back down. But Cortavius is content just to pick and choose his punches right now.
The thing is, when you guys start getting sweaty, it's hard to climb up the back. With the
37
legs.
seconds left in the round. You gotta start thinking of this. You got a little bit of control from guard, but he had a body lock on him. He was going for submissions.
And he stayed safe from really any damage at this point. He's being active with his guard right here. Even though Cortavius on top, he was in a big disadvantage.
Another elbow. He's caught him twice with that left hand.
For a couple of, at least half the round. So you just got it's gonna be a judgment call. But a lot of times the judges remember what happened at the end of the round. You could dominate the first half, then if the other guy's on top and has a flurry at the end, they could give him the round. So
round one is in the books. You know, Cortavius was a training partner for Luis Pena when he was in St. Charles, Missouri, at St. Charles MMA with Mike Rogers. And, you know, I know as a former training partner, Luis is still rooting him on.
You have to look at takedowns, but then again, Cortavius reversed one. Look at the back take, the control from there, but then the top position that Cortavius had and limited ground and pound, but it wasn't really
damage. The first thing judges look for, damage. Cage control, yes. Aggression control. Effective striking, and you didn't see effective striking out of Trevor. You had some ground control, but no damage and no striking.
Yeah.
Effective striking was Cortavius. Cortavius has round one. That's me.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to say that because I am a Trevor Anderson fan, but
it's one of those things where it could go either way and it wouldn't be a shame.
Right. But again, being able to sit on this side of the table and watch these guys fight, I've become a Cortavius Robius fan. Watching him the last couple times here in Little Rock has been impressive.
Nice kick from Cortavius.
Orthodox. Southpaw. Yeah, I love those low inside calf kicks. And nice, we got the tables turned. He ain't standing up with him. He is looking for ground and pound. That's the difference of a striking fighter, a damage-focused fighter. No way. And a sweep out the back. Watch yourself inverted, man.
Let's see if he can work out of this.
Not a grappling tournament. This is where
you can get.
There it goes. He's looking for it. He's going to get the ankle lock.
Not quite in position yet.
Nope.
He's got to get to his knees.
Nice slide out.
Coming around the back. Okay.
Beautiful exchange.
Yeah, he won that scramble.
And that's just high-level jiu-jitsu again. That's just being able to withstand, understand what you can use to sweep.
And we'll see if that burst, if Cortavius can keep giving those bursts, because he's a burst fighter. He'll burst, stay calm, then give it again. This is a calm moment for him, gathering himself, and we'll see what comes next. We'll also see what happens when he's pushed to 2 or 3 rounds, because before the fight ended fairly quick.
Yeah. And it's also different when you have somebody that is smashing you. Shoulder pressure, weight pressure, hip pressure. You know, slide that knee on his belly soon. Going to transition.
But Trevor's going to have to do something here. He's not going to just be able to hang out.
He kept pushing that arm. Looked like he was looking for a head and arm. Kept sliding that elbow.
That's what I thought he was eyeballing at the beginning, but Cortavius is keeping his arms correct. Nice.
There's your explosion.
Yep. He bought his time. Now this is an explosion.
Whoa! That was an
That was not
absolutely.
Was that a stoppage?
Early stoppage.
No. At no point was he.
I saw his head bounce once, but that was just from the fierce power of Cortavius. And
man, everybody makes mistakes. It's fine, but that sucks because it's a professional fight.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
and
this is the
and his eyes are clear.
Pro fight.
His eyes are clear. It's unfortunate. I'm not saying I could have done it any better because you have to look for the safety of the fighter, number one. And that's what the referee did. It's a tough break.
Man.
Good sportsmanship.
I would love to see how that would have ended.
I'd like to see a rematch. I know it probably isn't in Cortavius' interest to do that because he already beat him.
Yep.
On paper.
Right. Yeah, he's moving on. What is he
and he's a tough guy, so why revisit that?
3-0.
Doesn't make sense.
3-0 now.
Great job by both guys, though. Definitely.
That is.
And
it's
great for Cortavius because, he got out of here with a win. And then if he, go back on the tape and watch it.
Yep.
And see what needs
to. Yeah, those we talked about earlier, just being able to go back and make adjustments. And I know a lot of guys that have fought 10, 15 times, and they just fight, and they don't grow as a fighter in between then. But these guys, especially if you have a good coaching team behind you, they look at those weaknesses, and you're
and also, one thing that, isn't accounted for is Cortavius has a lot of grit.
Hey.
You get put in bad positions, and then coming back from that.
Yep.
It just shows who you are as a fighter.
Right. And you get to go back and work on those things as a team as well and celebrate the good things. But,
absolutely.
Man, my hat's off to Trevor as well. It was a fantastic
fight. All right,
fight.
ladies and gentlemen,
Brilliant.
I will see you at Hog Blues Cafe after this. Your winner by TKO in the second round of 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Out of the blue corner, Cortavius Ramasas.
Well, congratulations again to Cortavius.
It was some violent, scary-looking ground and pound. I understand why the referee would jump in on something like that, but doesn't mean it was necessarily landing. Maybe one shot did.
All right, we will see you all at Hog's Blues Cafe on Cantrell.
We'll see.
You got to go see the doc. Thank you for plugging into 365 Club. Tag us at #365 Club. Look forward to seeing you all next time.
Well, Josh, once again, it's been an honor, pleasure being able to call next to you. We've had a couple great fights tonight. We want to give a shout-out, shopcupids.com. Again, James Snyder, 360 MMA fight promoter, making his boxing debut tonight. He lost, the decision, but, we learned a lot about heart and especially a man's heart at that time of being able to step into the ring with all this other stuff he's doing. Incredible. Big shout-out to Hogs Blues Cafe for giving us the opportunity to have a weigh-in there, have the after party tonight. Be there tonight. It's off Cantrell. They'll have the fight replay tonight till about 2 a.m. Maker's Mark, high-end bourbon. Couldn't do it without the sponsors. C. Mallard Media. Thank you again, Josh Black.
It's a pleasure.
Until next time, welcome back to 360. We'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.